We have Chris Atkins and his wife, Misty Atkins. Now, I started talking
fast, and it wasn't a miracle. It was tiny wins, a finger twitch, a sound, one word. I want to ask you, what encourages you?
What encourages me? I would say.
That's your question, man. We love walks.
Beautiful day.
Yes, beautiful. Guys, then I know
There
it's
you
okay.
go. Better?
How's that?
Yes, much better. Yeah,
Okay.
you guys
Okay,
are
good.
beautiful. You weren't write a book, but you kind of did already, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, Brenda, you have another. I'm not married, but I have a very close relationship with my sister who has 3 kids who are grown. Others face to face was the most important thing back in 2012 for me. And
The same way about my husband, Jay. And Tracy, when you talked about your friends and it's temporary. So it might be a little win, like you said, Chris, like it might be a finger twitch, or it might be
when if I do my own laundry, which I do all the time, and not trip over something, I'm like 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. You know, it was devastating to them, and they hurt very quickly. So, you know, that's really important that people get to that point to reach as many survivors and their caregivers, because we couldn't do it without them.
No doubt.
You know, and a lot of it too, I can honestly tell you, had to do with Chris's mindset. You know, no, that's okay. So I was just saying his mental approach played a huge part in.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here because she's always there for me. She's always encouraging me.
Brainstorm, and we had that conversation as how the health in
The other people, no one even showed up anymore. So I was like, well, did they make it? Do they not ride it to the nursing home? And I had to fight, and he had to fight because he had to prove. And we got to the hospital in 13 minutes, but they misdiagnosed him. He didn't fit the hospital for 3 days. So we went in on a Friday, 1/16, I think, for the craniotomy. They needed to insert the drain line to be able to get the pressure off his head of life that he would be subject to if he was to survive.
And by the way, you
Son,
right.
you know, on a ventilator for the rest of his life and disabled. And so they were 20.
So the twins were 20, and the other kids were what?
23 and 25. That his messaging center had been affected.
Mhm.
The motor coordination had been affected.
Right.
And so it was the doctor's initial reports and responses that made him just wasn't good. But there was one nurse that was in there that had 35 years. As soon as the pressure, the fluids are right on the brain, we're going to sit him up. We're going to get him up.
those muscles were there to save you.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
that's exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, we got out and we went to another facility.
Notice that, wait, I'm coming out of this.
Well, I think the battle really got.
You know, you're in his 35 years of being a neurosurgeon. He said he only
to help somebody.
There's got to be channels that, like Lisa took.
I would like to do that. Some local hospitals here.
it would be good because I think so powerful if the first thing they start hearing is that they can't or they'll never what they're taught, you know. So
Right.
Yeah.
And they're amazing at what they do as far as
Happens with the brain because the ears, the hearing is incredible. So I heard every examples of things, right?
I did tell her, I said, you are choking him.
Yeah.
and she didn't come. So
They really need to hear it, and they need to understand that movement.
well,
Getting him
I
moving
wanna-
in motion.
yeah, and for blood clot prevention, I'm sure. Yay!
All right, Misty's almost back too. She's getting a coffee real quick for herself.
Yeah, but you know what?
How many of them did you adopt from your kids?
That's what I was just going to say.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't decide which one, so we ended up getting 2. So, and our dog passed.
My Lord.
Yeah. So we lived in Florida until his strokes, and then we decided. So then I have family here, and I needed more help than we had out there, and we decided let's do that. He would get these great thoughts and ideas at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, we're just starting us off with the next episode.
Yeah, we're going to start off the next episode, and I want you, I made it into its own video, and I put it on YouTube as the blooper reel. and it was pretty funny. Yeah, we're not good at this. We don't know what we're doing.
We don't.
His incredible story. So how are you two?
Good.
We are great. Thank you for having us on, guys.
You had said, correct? And you were there for about how long?
You got to take that. With no filter. No filter.
Really? You were just cursing up a storm?
If I thought.
Therapy session from start to finish. They could literally do a movie if somebody wanted to. I think we
probably should.
And if you ever get a chance, you can go to Chris's TikTok at the
Talked about the hearing is the last sense to go. You hear things and you're like, oh my God.
And it's just, you just never know what part is affected.
Exactly.
But I can tell you, it was.
On the bleeding. And I remember opening my eyes and the doctor says, well, we figured, I don't remember much after that in that first hospital because they didn't put the burr hole in my head in the bed. They're like, we need you to sign these papers. And I'm like, Mom, after the surgery, I felt like, okay, I can go home. What I remember Tom's wedding, Brent, to the nurses, and they were like, no, she's getting it confused. She was, she did sleep for a very long time. She went home and I called her. It had to be 7, 8 o'clock at night. And she just got home probably at like.
Same thing with the Big Mac.
A Big
I
Mac.
had to have a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
cravings you get. Like, my sense of smell is so strong. I can smell something like upstairs lingers. I'm like, I'll talk to you from in the kitchen. Like, you need to go over there. Yeah, I have.
So he and his wife went out to get barbecue for me, and I'll never forget that.
Letters were and spellings and words and things like that he said. And that too also gets to the point. Actually, for almost the first year and a half, couple of years,
I was really concerned.
Time, thank God I didn't lose the ability to talk because I don't stop talking. And in fact, I've been totally out of the ordinary. I'll be like, but no, you're doing a great job. I won't have to.
I have a question. Could someone please explain to me what happens in life? Because I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But you've got all your. It's a lot of people that.
it's like this.
Yeah.
Pictures. We've had a lot of different things. We've had just some mean people, I would love to do something with for caregivers.
Yes.
I think caregivers that up there.
East Canada. That's not far.
Drive up there.
We guys
Or-
care about.
From
Yeah.
haven't heard from,
Yeah.
hospital when we came home. And a lot of the medications he was on was actually inhibiting his but it took him almost 7 years to get. He created this product. He called a manufacturer that was FDA certified. I mean, he surfed, he skied, he golfed, you name it, he did it prior to the stroke. It started out as Stroke Fitness Warrior. And then when people said you need to sell your products, we're like, well,
Dan, I'll just talk in the caregivers.
I probably could.
You probably could once you get comfortable with being in front of them for subscriptions. But I have those for the survivor, and I also have a heavy.
So that's how we ended up with this very last product that we're getting ready to release. And like I said, it's up in your body, and there's levels of creatine in it, and there's levels of nitric oxide in it, and different ways to be active. And that's just it. So we're trying to encourage people, just move. Anything that you can do, any small movement. If you did 2 yesterday, try for 3.
So far.
I'm still obese.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah,
100 mark. I finally started, feeling that little bit of like burst to let themselves get to that point, like caregivers.
Yeah, that would be
knowing
great.
that you have to prioritize
somebody else. So that's a great way to look at it too. I like that. Hit me when she said that, and that's the episode.
I probably do lives.
You do a lot.
Yeah, probably 3 times a week, I'd say.
But that one's really important. The TPA medication, things might have been different today, but try to press them down. If they can't resist back, then it might be a sign or indication that you.
But I also, when I think about the acronym, I'm not sure that those things.
Yeah.
So like the balance can come in different forms. So for Chris, it wasn't.
And all of a sudden, he went to say something and he slurred, and I saw his face, and I said, my sister, an AVM, arterial venous malformation. So, that just woke up, and because of that palsy, and when I had the brain aneurysm ruptures, when they learned that I was misdiagnosed, and that's where they think why I had the stroke in utero, and there's no other way to explain. I said, no, I'm coming back in 2, and my doctor's like, okay. I mean, you have to advocate for yourself. So I had to see another neurosurgeon, and he did a special test on me to see. They're like, you're a medical marvel. You're a medical miracle. I said, or a medical misfit. I mean, I don't can another one of those.
Ask your doctor about nitric oxide.
I will.
We shipped to Canada.
I'm gonna look it up. Thank you.
Oh,
You have to go on their website, Brenda. They have so many.
And you can help them to give them hope for the future. That's what we're trying to do.
And that's
because creatine, what your muscles don't use, there's kind of a misconception with that. People used to think that was for
back home. So I need to move in the summer. So I'm like, well, maybe I can afford a tiny home. So now I'm like looking at people come in like therapists and, physical therapists and this and that.
First, we need some really great tips from these 2 amazing people.
And then we'll talk about all that and can you implement it? I am so impressed that you were able to develop this.
I'm overwhelmed every day.
Yes. Oh my God. The stroke for work.
We were both in real
estate in Southwest Florida.
In Naples, Florida.
Okay,
so I don't know. It was good for us. It was hard.
See, and you don't have lives together.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because he's got a huge travel process for Brenda. She's not very tech savvy, but her kids are. So I'll get with them, and I
really believe as a group of survivors, we are stronger together when we come together.
Don't forget, we post us with gratitude and appreciation. Pay that forward.
Be the bright light in their life as well. So
that's right.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.